Okay, let's begin lesson 6. We're going to start sharpening this knife. Again, we're going to do 25 degrees. You can see on the jig here, we're going to use a 25-degree slot. The intent and theory here is 25 degrees lined up. The stone is going to be a 25-degree angle to the parallel or center line of that knife. So you can see if you're in 25-degree slot, when you're sharpening, we're going to put a 25-degree facet all the way down that side. We're going to flip. Going to do the same thing. Our stone is oiled. The knife is ready to go. Put the knife in the holder here. Usually I take a little bit of extra oil on my fingertip, which I'd use to initially wet the stone, and I kind of get everything oiled on here to the knife, because you never want to run a dry stone. I've got my rag ready to go to wipe off any effluent. It's very important you pay attention here and make sure that when you come all the way down to bottom stroke right here, your pole is long enough. If your pole's too short, you're going to wind up skipping off, sliding off the end of your stone here, messing up your edge, messing up your facet, and having a big ugly problem. So see, I've got a little bit of overplay right here. No matter which direction I'm going, I've got extra room, so I can start right here. Since we're doing 25 degrees the whole way, this first real elementary lesson, it's going to be real simple. We're just going to do one of two patterns to start. Generally I do the V pattern, which is all the way in as far as you can go. In this case, you can see the knife is right at the edge of the stone, which is great. All the way out as far as you can go, but be very careful you don't skip off the edge here. If you fall off the edge, you're going to knock your edge off, and it's going to be ugly. You're going to have to clean that facet down again. So it just takes time to get in the habit of how far your stroke is. All the way out, all the way in. Get the full use of that stone. Just short like this will work, but it'll take you a lot longer, and you wind up having a dip in your stone. You want to keep the stone consistently worn all the way down. If you're running a diamond stone, they don't actually wear in like this. This is a natural stone for a few purposes. So again, make sure you have a full stroke far as you can run, nice and clean, consistent strokes. It's noisy when you start with a coarse stone. As you get to finer and finer stones, they make less and less noise, so it sounds a whole lot better. Annoying to family, kids, co-workers, whatever you're doing this around. The first stone, they're usually going to complain, but they won't hear it after that, especially when they have good knives for it. But again, line the stone up. Since I'm running a serrated edge here, you do not want to run over that serrated edge with this stone. You can, it'll just sharpen it up, but it probably won't look the way you want. So I make a mental note. If I stop right here, I won't be hitting the serrated edge. I can feel it. It bumps up against that serration, so that's where I want to stop. Mental note, I'm just looking down the barrel right here. I can see the edge of this, the edge of the stone lines up with the edge of the aluminum, so that's about my stopping point when I'm coming back across. Again, we're going to do the V pattern, which is in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, the whole way. So it looks like little miniature V's as we're taking stock all the way off. Flip your stone, 25 degrees again, in, out, do a V pattern all the way out, all the way around your tonto edge to the tip, all the way back. That's called one pass. Generally, when I start with a coarse stone, a 120 like this, I'll do one or two passes, flip, one or two passes, flip. Just out of habit, I call it a pass. When you go start here, do a V pattern all the way out, come all the way back, that's a pass. So we'll call that one pass, flip, do another pass. It's important you keep consistent how many passes you do on each side. If you're doing 3 and then 1, 3 and 1, you're going to wind up with an edge which is leaning way over because you're not taking consistent stock off of it. So what you want to do is make sure if you're doing 2 passes this side, 2 passes that side, 2 passes, just be consistent so your final facet is nice and clean, nice and level, perfectly center line. You'll have 25 degrees here, 25 degrees there. If you do it all on one side, you're going to have a skewed edge where it just slants one direction, which is going to be ugly, but so we don't want to do that. And we're about to begin on this. I'm going to start another video because I don't want these to run too long. The next video we're going to start actually doing the grinding. You can see I'm all comfortable here. I've got my rag, I've got my extra oil, which is right off camera here. Got my stone ready. I'm left-handed, so you can invert this in your mind's eye. Usually hold on to my post. If you're holding it by hand, that's okay. I've got my rag sitting on a little bit of a pull-out table here. I'm all in position, ready to start sharpening. Another final important point. Make sure you don't run a dry pole either. If your pole is dry, it's going to start making some really annoying high-pitched grating sounds as this steel runs on that aluminum to start resonating, making a whole lot of noise. So just by habit, just run your finger down the pole, make sure it's got some oil on it, it'll be fine. So next video.